Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Brandon Basile, Restless Soul 13. We out here, still out here, Can't stop, won't stop, wouldn't stop even if they asked me to. So yeah, though. The past week so 7 days, the weekend was a good weekend for the music world. It was Father's Day weekend, which was great, but which was Sunday. But prior to Sunday, we was gifted with some we've been gifted with some great albums. What was that? Thursday it was Nas's album, Nasir, which is go check that out if you haven't. Make sure you go check that out. I ain't even gonna speak on that one right now, but and that was on. I believe this was Tupac's birthday recently. That was Thursday, and Nas dropped his album Nasir on that day, and then on Friday, the music world was gifted with a surprise album. How the Carters be doing with these surprise albums? The Carters, Beyonce and Jay Z, gifted us, blessed us with an album entitled "Everything Is Love," and by the Carters, them two. Um, I'm speaking on it because I felt a bit thankful myself, personally, even because like I used to have title and I was Spotify first myself, but I used to have title and title didn't. I have big playlists. Title did some of my playlists at that time weren't operating most effectively at the time or whatnot. And so I was like, I'm gonna come back to it because that was still when it was fresh and stuff and whatnot. And then I heard Lemonade on the title before or whatnot, and then but then this joint drop. I was like, oh man, I want to hear this. I don't know how I'm gonna get. I want to hear this so bad, you know. And then it was on Spotify too, so it is on Spotify. The Carters under the Carters, not Jay Z or Beyonce album, but it is on the album is on Spotify under the Carters. If you did not know, but I'm glad that it's a dope album. Like it's a dope album. Like it was a treat. It was a treat. They knew that like this was good. It won't like 444. Like really, it was a completely different kind of experience of these artists. Like it's I feel like this is a monumental music album for black music, like for the culture, for the culture. This album it does a lot, yo. Like yo, I mean yo, like lyrically, it's some of Jay Z at his finest ever. And I would say finest because it's Jay Z being some of the best Jay Z that we've seen. I mean, and giving us what we all love from Jay Z. But the album shows more growth from Beyonce as an artist, as a singer, and as an artist, more so than Jay Z. I mean, between the two of them. I mean, Jay Z stayed in his lane, he stayed in his vein of rap and whatnot. But Beyonce used her the ability and the freedom that she is a singer and not a rapper to just she went free, she went wild, she's slayed of course, but like she was just you said she was having more fun than Jay-Z was. Beyonce was having more fun than Jay-Z was as an artist. I will say I had to speak on it because um it was a monumental album for black music because it showed a perfect marriage of rap lyricist and R&B singer. Um, but it showed Beyonce was just all over the place. She was singing and rapping and lit with it. Like, yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, it was like, yeah, okay, Jay Z, he's doing the gentleman thing and letting the woman kind of run the show, be the diva, and do her thing. Let make sure she get hers off on the song and everything. Let her shine more than I don't need to shine. The girl like I don't need to shine. Let my lady shine. and he does that openly when he says certain lines or whatnot throughout the joint, like, which is good. But like Beyonce was still just like, Beyonce was in her prime, like you know what I'm saying, like in her prime. Because sometimes even throughout the years, you catch her making some songs on her solo albums, like I ain't really need that one, but like nah, yo, the whole album is dope. The whole album is dope. It's a good vibe, good feels of all the way back to Dynasty. Jay Z. It's like, Jay Z kind of had the dynasty vibe, more so of family and thing like that, gangster mentality or whatnot. He had that since back in the day himself, but it really shows that Jay Z lead being taken over more so by Beyonce and holding it down like that, like marriage, love, or whatnot should look like, should sound like, um, and him playing the back on that, like they embody their message well, and it shows it. They have a really dynasty and familial family feel, and the vibe and the message is all about them two being together, and then more about the friends and stuff, the community even being together later. Lyrically and everything. It is, they say it, they practice it in like certain parts of the whole album, exemplify it. But even within this, also this family dynasty feel is actually semi clean lyrically throughout the whole thing. Like even Ape Shit is starred out in the title, and it's like it could be played at any cookout, like it's family friendly album. But it's some two hot artists, like we don't even need to make, like Jay Z. Like, I don't even need to make a gangster album. Don't even need to make a gangster album. He's not living that life anymore, of course. But it's like he had a lot of nods to conscious rappers throughout the entire album. And it's like it kept the vibe, kept the message wholesome and family centered, family focused. So bless them for that. Keeping it clean. They kept it clean throughout. But they even exemplified it more so with their nods to success. They gave nods to other artists like Drake and Migos outright. I mean, Ape Shit was like me, like Beyonce doing a song with the Migos, but she just had Quavo doing ad libs. Like, now, I think he did spit a verse on it. I think he did have, maybe, did he have a verse on it? But she said a whole lot more. Jay Z was rapping on it, but it's like still them jocking the flow. They took it, but that's hip hop though, and which is cool because Jay Z, even if you think back to him taking Biggie lines and whatnot, him and B just said, "Yo, we gonna take these niggas flow and just rock with it, because that's how we get down. That's how hip hop do, and that's how it is when it's love. When everything is love, it's like, yo, we love y'all so much, we gonna rock with y'all. Like we gonna rock. Like, yo, this shit that hot. This shit that hot, and it's like a nod to black music and shit. Like, but it's like, yo." It's like, yo, it was an acceptance of nodding people's success, giving appreciation, acknowledgement to some artists that have been, they've been keeping it hot. They've been not only keeping it popular, but like, I mean, you cats like Migos they topped the Beatles in plays on Spotify recently, I know for sure, along with their other accolades, even as successful music artists. But Ape Shit was epic for even just a salute to artists all over. Have you ever had it is? Have you ever had to see the stage going ape shit? It's like, if you've been there, if you've been there, if you've been there, if you lived there, if you been, man, yeah, if you've been there, I know. If you've been there, then have them going ape shit, and like, that's what we do it for. to have them going ape shit for nothing else. You know, like fuck the money. She ain't. You know, it ain't won't talk about the money and won't. Honestly, if you ever had the crowd going ape shit, you seen that, felt that, been there for that. You know, so it was definitely a celebration of artists. Them, but then even more so the Friends joint. It's like a nod to Drake. It was like they were taking Drake flow. But you know, Drake flow, cats been rapping like that too. The flow that they was rocking, I would say it was like a Drake kind of concept song, talking about your bros and your friends and shit. Like some whoa with my woes, like Drake type shit too, like that. And Drake didn't use that kind of flow with that bounce before. Uh, but Beyonce killed that shit hard because she was just singing around with it. You know, when she got that control of that control of flow and singing the vocality, it's just like, yo, that's just another rhythm to her. That's just any old other rhythm to her. But then, you know, she exemplified how it could be, how it should be, how this flow should be, sound, how it should sound musically. She just, and like, you know, and which is dope because I save it. The album shows that, you know, how Beyonce said in the previous track, how I'll be the she'll be the only female in the room and be the realest nigga in the room. Because when it comes to the music shit, Beyonce been more dedicated to music than Jay-Z has been. Beyonce been more of an artist than Jay-Z. I mean, you know, Jay-Z the businessman and the hustler, everything that come along with that. But Beyonce on her album, she was saying she was doing this. She was a little ass girl singing songs, and it's just like, yo, you can't nobody beat. You're not about to beat Beyonce, you know. But she did that shit. She the mother of it. You know, even certain things like she's like, man, I'm soulful. She's soulful as Tina Marie. Like, you know, and this music run deep as damn Tina Marie. Like, so somebody gotta when she a diva, like don't forget Beyonce a diva and been working on being a diva since the jump. So she be real. She been real on that. And like, you know, and just aside from any other shades levels of shade, especially even with the recent beefs and stuff of stuff people talking about Drake been here. Drake been here. He been around. He been on the radio. He was what he just last year, earlier this year, had been off not having been having a hit on the top 100 or something like that since like '08 or some shit. Like 10-year run of man being on a musician, musical artist, being on charts like that. So I mean he was successful. He was successful and that's all we want to be. And he was there and he made it sound for the people. And you know, sometimes you gotta accept, give facts where credit where it's due. People still gonna hate. I know plenty of backpack conscious rappers still chew up Drake with memes and everything like that. But he was here. And they also, I mean, the song in itself is a good message about being bros and fros, bros and goals and trendsetters for yourself, for your friends and everything like that. You know, like fuck all the other shit. But it was another track. I want to make sure it was what the name of it was. 713 was the joint. Heard about us. You know, the popular thing about, I think that was a joint that sounded like Prince. Yeah, that's a joint. It sounded like some Prince shit. And it's just like, yo, you know, that's that dynasty tip too. Uh Jay trying to play that Prince so hard. Jay been trying to play a Prince so hard. Nigga, I've been throwing Prince lines in my shit. Like for no reason. Like young, but he been doing it up hard, especially you know with everything. But that's the popularity thing, though. Like you know, you heard about us, and sometimes you hear about us whether it's good or bad. You know, you just throw nod to folk. Man, I heard about you, man. I heard they were talk. I heard people talking about you badly, so I gotta be a friend because I know I didn't heard about you, period, or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But When you on the block, you on the block, and sometimes you just happen to be them people that be popular, and you just be popular, and you roll with it like that. But so much of it was so much of the album is about the fame, the celebrity of celebrity, but also when you got that, you do it for your area code with like 713, and you do it for your friends. You do it for the community, you do it back for your block. Uh, the 713, you know, they was lit. You say we still, they say we still got love for the streets. Like that was some not that was some Jack they was riding off of Dr. Dre Snoop Dogg. Still it's the DRE, you know what I'm saying? Like all the way back like that, but then they had some other lines in Love Happy and on Black Effect where they was just giving shout outs to conscious rappers like Kanye. I didn't hear exactly one Kanye line specifically. I'm not recalling it, but a lot of nods to Mos Def. He said, "I want to shine my light on the world," like Umi says. Like Umi says, like light on the world. You know what I'm saying? Like this album, yo, album is dope. It's a really it's a good album because it's really it's I say it's monumental because it's one of the best albums that I've heard from black artists in a while. Like a solid, like classic album. It meshes together. It's a wholesome message. It's all there. Musically, it's fly. It's cool. It's conscious. It's love. It's sexy. It's sex appeal in every moment. Beyonce moaning ass while he rapping and everything. Like she moaning about as much as Ross would be rap on type shit. She damn near giving sexual size and shit. Well, while they're rapping, it's love though. And they just saying like, "Yo, it's love." I feel like this album is long waited, but it's just like, yo, this is kind of the perfect timing. Even to have Jay Z with 444 build up some of the noise and Beyonce, they both did it. It's like, yo, you know, they let things continue to build, and especially after they got a child now, they they finally being able to say something about the family experience of it all. Shouts out the Blue on the joint and everything. Um, so it's like they not just Beyonce and Jay Z, they the Carters and that experience of them living as the Carters. And I mean, I will say it's interesting that since they got that as the Carters, they probably have their daughter or the other children all under the other more group family albums of the Carters. Shit, they could do it. I'm sure they'll do it. I mean, their children about gonna have to do it, you know. But so it's a great album. I hope y'all all listen to it. I listened to it like all day yesterday. Played it, and while I was playing Overwatch, public service announcement. Uh, Had to bring it to the people. You know what I'm saying? It's a great album, though. I hope y'all enjoy it. I've been giving my folks, but it's a great album. If I had to give it a ranking, 5 out of 5, yo, solid. Y'all take it easy. Stay up, and we'll be back. More music on the way. Peace, y'all.